is excitement brewing in this room already, and I love it. I am here for it. Well, I am so excited to kick us off this evening. My name is Emma Andrew Swarthout. I work for the American Dairy Association, Northeast. I am also the self-proclaimed social media expert at Elvi Farms. If anyone else is interested, that is an unpaid position, but we're happy to have you. We'd love it. And I am just so honored to be the MC tonight and welcome into this room phenomenal young talent in the New York State dairy industry. So, enough about me. Let's dive right in. First, from Cortland County, we have Annika Donalik, escorted by her father, David Donalik.
My name is Annika Donlik, and I live in Cortland County with my two siblings and parents, David and Christelle Donlik. I'm a 17-year-old college student pursuing a degree in animal science as part of my career in the agriculture industry.
From Erie County, we have Allison Gable, escorted by her mother, Lynn Gable.
I'm Allison Gable from Erie County, and I'm the daughter of Norbert and Lynn Gable, and I'm a junior in high school, and in my future, I want to pursue a degree in ag business.
From Genesee County, Amelia Brewer, escorted by her mother, Joy Brewer.
Hello, I'm Amelia Brewer. I'm from Genesee County. I'm 17 years old and I'm a junior at Elba Central School. I plan to attend college to further my knowledge in the dairy industry.
From Herkimer County, Natalie Fredericks, escorted by her dad, Christopher Fredericks.
My name is Natalie Fredericks. I am the Herkimer County Dairy Princess. I am the fourth generation on my family farm, Inside Dairy, LLC, located in Little Falls. I am a senior at Little Falls High School, as well as Herkimer Bosse's Cosmetology. I will be graduating in June with my cosmetology license.
From Jefferson County, Esther Zumba, escorted by her dad, Brian Zumba.
Hello, my name is Esther Zumba, and I am the current Jefferson County Dairy Princess. I live on my family's farm in Henderson, New York, and I am currently working at Miller's Meat Market in Lowville.
From Madison County, we have Katie Jasmine, escorted by her dad, Timothy Jasmine.
Hi, my name is Katie Jasmine. I'm the Madison County Dairy Princess, and my sponsor farm is Monofran Farms in Canastota. I'm currently a senior at Chenango High School, and I plan to further my education in childhood nutrition at St. John Fisher.
From Saratoga County, we have Caitlin Van Dusen, escorted by her mother, Virginia Van Dusen.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Van Dusen, the Saratoga County Dairy Princess. I work on Colville Brothers Dairy, where my 18 cows are housed. I am currently a junior at Schuylerville High School, and I am also involved and hold leadership positions in 4-H, FFA, and the New York Holstein Association.
From Washington County, Katie Larman, escorted by her father, Tommy Larman.
Hello, my name is Katie Larman, and I am proudly serving as the Washington County Dairy Princess. I am currently a senior at Greenwich High School and plan to attend college at SUNY Cobleskill to major in dairy science and also ag business to further my passion for the dairy industry.
From Wayne County, we have Gabriella Taylor, escorted by her father, Jonathan Taylor.
Good evening, my name is Gabriella Taylor, and I am currently the Wayne County Dairy Princess. I'm the 18-year-old daughter of Carrie and Jonathan Taylor. I currently reside in Newark, New York, where I attend Newark Senior High School as a senior. I own 9 registered Holsteins that live and where I work on Elvi Farms. My future plans are to pursue a degree in communications and minor in agricultural science.
Wonderful. If we could all stand. I am very honored to welcome our phenomenal state team who has done a wonderful job promoting dairy over the last 12 months for us. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome the 2021 to 2022 New York State second alternate dairy princess, Elizabeth Hyman, escorted by her father, Todd Hyman. Elizabeth lives and works on her family's dairy farm, Highlight Farms in Adams, New York, in Jefferson County, with her younger brothers Garrett and Charles and parents Todd and Heather Hyman. She is currently a senior at Belleville Henderson Central School, and next year she plans to attend college and major in dairy science and business. Welcome your 2021 to 2022 New York State second alternate dairy princess, Elizabeth Hyman. And next we have our 2021 to 2022 New York State first alternate dairy princess, Holly Niefergold, escorted by her father, David Niefergold. Holly Niefergold is the 17-year-old daughter of David and Emily Niefergold. She resides in Lawtons, New York, located in Erie County. She lives on a 130-cow head robotic dairy farm. Holly has been a part of the dairy promotion program for the past 9 years. She enjoys educating people on agriculture and the dairy industry. Holly is an active member in 4-H, the FFA. She is a junior at North Collins Junior Senior High School and participates in the drama club, SAD, senior high band, jazz band, varsity softball, varsity volleyball, and the National Honor Society. Holly enjoys skiing, reading, and taking walks through the woods. Your 2021 to 2022 New York State first alternate dairy princess, Holly Niefergold. And now, our 2021 to 2022 New York State Dairy Princess, Shelby Benjamin, escorted by her father, Barry Benjamin. Shelby Benjamin resides in Norwich, New York with her parents Barry and Sue Benjamin, her brother Marcus Benjamin. She is sponsored by Tiger Lily Holsteins in Oxford, New York. She is currently enrolled at SUNY Morrisville with a degree in agricultural science and plans to attend SUNY Oswego to get her master's in agriculture education, to continue her love of education and exciting peers about the agricultural industry. Your 2021 to 2022 New York State Dairy Princess, Shelby Benjamin. awesome. You may all be seated. So we have some phenomenal special guests with us in the audience tonight. So I am so glad to recognize, and please help me give a warm welcome to our Pennsylvania State Dairy Princess, Michaela Davis. If you please stand up. And her team members, Kelly Bliss and Crystal Baumgartner. Thank you so much for joining us. And at this point in the evening, I just want to recognize all of our former Dairy Princesses out there. If you're currently in the audience, please stand up. If you're tuning in online, please drop in the chat. Please, don't stand up, it's okay. You're also humble. I want to recognize these people as one of the core reasons we have this program is to build youth into phenomenal adults who continue to promote agriculture and bring that back to their communities and inspire the next generation to be as passionate as we all are about the dairy industry. And as we know, over the last 59 years, many changes have come to the program, but at our core, we still remain a warm and welcoming group who is passionate about sharing dairy story and making sure everyone has nourished food on their tables. Thank you so much to all of you. At this time, I would also like to recognize the American Dairy Association Northeast Board of Directors. So if we have any board of directors here with us tonight, I know we have a few, so I better see a few folks stand up. Please do. These phenomenal farmers are your leadership for your local checkoff. Without their guidance and direction and the time that they dedicate to help us promote dairy on behalf of the 10,000 dairy farmers throughout ADA-NE territory, we would not be nearly as successful as we are. So thank these people. If you see them here tonight, and we, from the bottoms of our hearts, thank you so much for your dedication to this industry. So with that, I'm actually going to welcome one of our board members to the stage. Welcome George Andrew from Elvi Farms in Newark, New York, and he's going to give us a nice warm welcome this evening and give us a wonderful invocation.
Okay, it's good to see everybody out there, and I am important because I'm Emma's dad, and I ride on her coattails of all her successes, and that's a good thing. So on behalf of all the farmers in New York State, also in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area that we represent, and now we're even down into Maryland and Virginia and the whole 9 yards, but we'll focus my comments on New York State. And also on behalf of the board, and from the bottom of my heart, I really do want to thank you. I can't thank the people in the room enough for what you do. And we're excited about the future for what you do in connecting with our consumer, particularly the new Gen Z, our newest generation that people my age have trouble connecting with. We need you young people. And also incremental sales. That's what it's all about, promoting the industry, promoting our nature's most perfect product and all of the new innovative products we have out there and the research that's been done. So from the state court that will be bidding their farewell this evening to the new court that'll be voted on here tonight, and the county princesses and their parents and supporters, and the state of Pennsylvania, their state court, everybody that's here, and all the sacrifices that you've done. on our behalf, us dairy farmers, we can't thank you enough. And it's like Emma said, she said it better than I could, but the young leadership and the talent and the passion and the skill set, you're much more articulate and well-spoken than people of my generation, and the technology you have had to overcome COVID and all of those challenges where you can't meet face to face, and I think the Lord instructs us that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So he sometimes allows challenges, and because of that, we're now more digital media, social media. We have all that skill set now. Of course, you young people had it before. So we can move forward when things open up, which they have. Now we can reach a broader audience, because that's what the future is all about. It's all digital. Yes, face-to-face is still the way to connect to people, but marketing is all digital. So I'll stop thanking everyone, and we'll go to the Lord in prayer. And if you could bow your hearts. Oh, Father God, gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just praise you and worship you, and we just give all of our thanks to you, Lord. You instruct us to be thankful in all things, and we know that we need to be thankful in the good times and in the bad times, and we do thank you for our promotion organization, that through our promotion organization we can tell our story, we can build trust, we can connect with people and build those lifelong bonds. Many of the non-farm public don't have the opportunity that we have to grow up on a farm and see the miracle of birth, and how we care for our land and our environment, and we're sustainable, and we pass it on to the next generation, and we care about the wholesome product that we produce. And we can share that with our neighbors. We have so much in common, Lord. So we just thank you for everybody here in the room and all they do. And we pray for this program as it goes through some changes, not unlike changes we've been through in the past, to make the program stronger and more vibrant into the future, that we would be strong together as we go forward, Lord. So we just thank you for this time and fellowship. We thank you for this meal. Thank you for the program. And we just thank you for how you bless our families. We thank you for your son Jesus and the person of Jesus and the work that he did on the cross. And we put our trust and our faith in him. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Now, I do get my ability to talk and talk and talk from my father, but I promise we will all be out of here by midnight. Promise. All right, so without further ado, I want to welcome to the stage our New York State Dairy Princess Court to provide a milk toast for everyone.
Please raise a glass of milk with us for a toast.
A milk toast to all those joining us tonight and the New York State dairy farmers.
A toast to the hardworking dairy farmers in New York State, providing cows with the highest quality care.
A toast to the dairy cows for providing us with nature's most nearly perfect product that contains 13 essential nutrients.
A toast to the land for providing food for our animals and our families, and to the farmers for caring for the land to ensure it will be prosperous for the future generations.
Let's raise our glasses to promoting dairy for 59 years in New York State.
3, 2, 1, drink.
Good job, guys. I know.
Okay.
Wonderful. At this time, I hope everyone enjoys their dinner. Oh, and please just thank our hotel staff profusely when they come around to your table, because they have been nothing short of phenomenal these past 2 days.
Well, the latest battle against COVID-19 continues. County school system announced it is closing after 143 students and employees tested positive for COVID.
Nationwide free lunch program both helping and hurting.
City Unified School District is having a really tough time feeding their students.
We're looking at a struggle millions of parents face: how to afford food for their children.
Because their family is suddenly making less.
Why are school lunches changing because of the COVID-19 pandemic? Schools have nutritional guidelines they're required to follow to make sure kids get healthy meals during school hours.
For the first time in a decade, the USDA has updated the school nutrition standards.
Many schools are struggling to feed young students. In some places, the problem stems from food deliveries.
Struggling to feed students, we begin tonight with local schools running out of food, unable to keep up with the demand.
A countywide issue and a countrywide one, affecting millions of kids. In one survey, 97% of school nutrition programs worry about continued supply chain issues.
The Census Bureau says kids in up to 13 million households did not have enough food to eat, and less than 20% of children who qualified for free and reduced lunch got the meals they needed.
From one study that found that when schools went to remote learning in the spring, they served nearly 400 million fewer meals than they had the previous school year.
If we know students are hungry, we know they're not learning in class.
Community groups have stepped in to help, but schools remain a major source of food for children.
More than 30 million American students rely on the food that they get at school because they don't always get it at home.
As schools continue to struggle, we heard from small, medium, large districts, rural, suburban, urban, everyone's having problems.
Our youth programs team mobilized immediately to get behind school nutrition directors. There was no time to waste, as students most in need found themselves abruptly cut off from school meals. As schools face these ongoing hurdles, our youth programs team continues to offer support. We help to ensure that school meals are integral to the academic day, that all students have access, and that dairy is always part of the meal. Our signature dairy-centric menu enhancement programs bring more kids to school meals to get their favorites like pizza, yogurt parfaits, and smoothies. They also lead to increases in cheese and yogurt sales. The important Gen Z audience craves yogurt, a fact that our team has confirmed through qualitative research showing that smoothie and parfait recipes are highly searched on TikTok.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicole Soriano and I'm a Team Battle Chef Ambassador. Here are the ingredients to make an yogurt parfait and how to make it.
Through direct, hands-on interaction, We develop marketing materials to increase school meal awareness. We also conduct education sessions for school nutrition directors, administrators, and students, advise on meal service strategies, and provide support equipment to boost participation and feed more students. We even work with celebrity chefs to develop innovative dairy recipes for schools.
Hello everyone, I'm Chef Jannard Wells, the red, white, and blue parfait. We got some non-fat vanilla Greek yogurt. Yes. Now we're gonna scoop it in. Yogurt is high in protein. You get a little bit of everything on. Barbecue ranch, parfait. First thing you want to do is you got your Greek yogurt with the ranch already blended in. You already know. You can't go wrong when you're creating with great food.
These efforts have resulted in 131,400 additional students receiving school breakfast, 192,268 additional students receiving school lunch, and a combined total of 323,668 students receiving school meals this past year. No easy outcome based on recent turmoil. The popularity of our Just Say Cheese and Yogurt All Ways programs helped to add sales of 45% more cheese and 348% more yogurt in 2021. Beyond the sales increases, our cheese and yogurt support efforts are building Gen Z trust in school meals, which is a vital step toward building lifelong dairy consumers. Through all the challenges, school nutrition directors expressed ongoing gratitude for the operational, marketing, and sales expertise offered by our youth programs team. We help turn troubling situations into a win-win for schools, students, and dairy. Their sincere thank you messages continue to roll in, validating our efforts to support school nutrition programs. We're making a difference. Keeping Gen Z satisfied with nutritious and delicious dairy on school menus is just part of our daily focus. Our youth programs team also remain on alert for potential threats to dairy on school menus. Large districts are being targeted in New York City, Buffalo, and elsewhere, and there is a growing and disturbing trend to limit or remove dairy from school meals. From meatless Mondays to vegan Fridays, proposed legislation for schools to serve alternative milk, so-called food justice efforts by lobbyist groups, plant-based promotions, and more, all threaten our dairy industry on a daily basis. Our youth programs team remains vigilant in its efforts to defend milk and dairy in schools across the region. To proactively address these threats, we launched Dairy Good for You, Good for the Planet, Good for School Meals. This important initiative educates school nutrition professionals, educators, and students about the importance of dairy on school menus. It highlights the value of milk's 13 essential nutrients for growing children, while emphasizing the many positive aspects of dairy and positioning the industry as environmentally friendly and sustainable. The youth programs team at American Dairy Association and Dairy Council has a singular mission: to safeguard milk and dairy in schools, ensuring future generations of milk and dairy consumers. It's a big challenge, and we're here for it every day.
Reinvention drives revenue. Retailers throughout New York participate in our Dairy Aisle Reinvention program.
If there's one thing the American Dairy Association Northeast knows, it's dairy. We know the dairy department earns 19% of store profit from only 3% of space. That's why we work with regional retailers to make sure they get the most from their dairy products by providing consultation, resources, and best practices. For example, with our product pairing program, we share strategies with grocers to make sure complementary foods are easy to find. Because we know Placing dairy foods next to complementary products increases sales and introduces new consumption ideas to customers. We know most Americans only spend 60 seconds in the dairy aisle. To encourage a longer stay, we've implemented Dairy Aisle Reinvention. Dairy Aisle Reinvention contemporizes the look of the dairy case and encourages shoppers to spend more time in the aisle with clear and engaging signage that helps customers find their products more easily. Our recent programs have focused on local dairy farmers, communicating to consumers that their milk comes from a good place. We have implemented and developed easy loading cheese pushers and yogurt dividers, which makes products easy to access for customers while keeping cases organized and products rotated, reducing labor by 19%. Our associates visit more than 1,400 dairy aisles, providing solutions to issues affecting dairy sales, like cleanliness, product assortment, and visibility. Our programs simplify products, promote sales, and help maximize profits from dairy, including hunger solution initiatives like Fill a Glass with Hope. At American Dairy Association Northeast, we know our dairy. And we're here to help you get the most out of yours.
When ShopRite, the largest retailer in our market, with over $2 billion in annual dairy sales, broke ground for their newest store in Poughkeepsie, New York, they called us in to help design the look and feel of the store's 260-foot dairy case. Here's how Dairy Aisle Reinvention came to life in Poughkeepsie.
My teammates and I are excited to take you on a virtual exploration of how we use virtual farm tours in diverse ways to build trust in dairy through transparency. In the past year and beyond, we have focused on new ways to use virtual farm tours across different areas to bring New York dairy farmers to different consumer segments. With every virtual farm tour experience, New York dairy farmers are the star of the show.
The beauty of virtual platforms we use is that they meet consumers where they are. Consumers and key influencer audiences can watch our tours almost anywhere, anytime for free. An added bonus is that virtual farm tour experiences maximize the farmer's time through the help of our on-site staff. Kelsey, I think we should get started. What do you think?
Absolutely. Here is a quick overview of what we will cover so you can map out this virtual journey. We will start by sharing our various formats and versions of virtual farm tours beyond just our traditional school tours. Then we will look at how we have improved and evolved our tours to better engage and connect with our audiences. Next, we will take a look at how we amplify the connections we make to drive home our key messages. Finally, we will explore the reach we have had and how we plan to expand that into the future. We are going to start off our tour with exploring virtual tours at a glance, because there are so many other types of tours besides our traditional school tours.
In 2021, we use virtual farm tour platform to reach key influencer audiences like health professionals such as pediatricians, primary care physicians, and dietitians through 2 different virtual experiences. The first was a pre-recorded tour with Welcome Stock Farm in Schuylerville, New York, for members of the New York State Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Health professionals were able to watch, then ask questions live with farm owner Neil Peck.
In the fall, we hosted a webinar for over 900 health professionals, including members of the New York State Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and New York State Academy of Pediatrics. It included live and pre-recorded farm tour segments from Ideal Dairy in Hudson Falls, New York, and showcased both the farm and on-farm processing, helping to make the connection between New York farms and the food consumers see in the store.
We make cheese and yogurt and buttermilk, all sorts of great dairy products in our new facility, so let's go look at it.
Another unique aspect of this tour was that there were 5 different members from the farm team that were able to speak to the exact topics that health professionals requested more information about. One of those topics was environmental sustainability, and we were able to bring in the farm's CAFO planner to further demonstrate credibility and relate to health professionals.
Speaking of sustainability, our team leveraged virtual farm tours to reach key stakeholders in the environmental community. Video tours were crafted to reach the Aquatic Educators Network, teachers, administrators, and community groups in the Genesee River area, as well as the Chesapeake Bay watershed, which begins in New York State. These videos use pre-recorded footage as well as question and answer to relate key messages about dairy farmers' environmental stewardship while addressing real-time questions. Millions of consumers live within the New York City watershed. In 2021, we showcased how farms protect water quality in this urban area by collaborating with experts who work with dairy farms to demonstrate the science and the dedication that farmers implement to responsibly and sustainably produce high-quality milk. Farm owner Frank Albano opened his farm and was joined by Dan Deisenroth from the Watershed Agricultural Council and Paul Sarasoletti from Cornell Cooperative Extension to create video segments that were shared with New York City residents through a targeted social media campaign.
I've said this before, the water that actually comes off our farm is more valuable than milk, almost, if you think about it. We have 9 million people in New York City drinking clean water, using clean water. That's one of those priceless things, and we would not be able, as a dairy farm now, in this day and age, to do some of the projects we've done here without partnering with New York City Watershed, Cooperative Extension. Even the research they've done for us has been unbelievable.
We can tackle complex subjects and deliver important key messages through virtual tours, but we can't forget about the fun. These virtual tours all started with youth, and we have added virtual farm experiences by collaborating with our youth programs to include them in Fuel Up to Play 60 events throughout the year. In one instance, we zoomed the farmers in live with NFL players and a celebrity host. Our students got to participate with our farmers in a physical activity, which you can see here. Then later in the year, we created pre-recorded tours to share with students that brought NFL players and farmers together.
How does the milk get from the cow to the store? Farmer Josh, can you give us the play-by-play?
Thanks, I can tell you all about that. Welcome to DeBoover Family Farms. I'm Josh DeBoover. We're here in Phelps, New York, and we're standing currently in the milking parlor where we milk 1,000 cows 3 times a day. Did you know it only takes about 5 minutes to milk a cow completely?
When thinking about our virtual farm tours in schools, we have really focused on upping our game. All the changes we have been making are all focused on improving the student experience. One way we did this was to include a live virtual tour host right in frame with the farmer. By having our tour guide on site, there is no delay in the delivery of information, and questions from students can be answered in real time.
We did have another question come in while we had that way, which was, how long do cows live?
So that's a good question. We've got some cows here that are pushing 10 years old. Cows can live longer than that, but I would say our old cows are 10 to 11 years old.
One of my favorite ways we have plussed up this experience is the addition of our cow cam. The cow cam is a second camera that allows us to show students multiple views at one time, or show an area in detail that the farmer wants to discuss, but maybe we can't get to in the allotted time. You can see here that by having cow cam on, we can really give the students a close-up picture without sacrificing the farmer's face-to-face connection. With many students learning from home over the last 2 years, it was really important to make the tours feel fun and familiar. So we encouraged our farmers to get silly and show their more vulnerable side on camera. Adam Bates did a great job of keeping students' attention in this way.
It's really nice. I could lay here all day long. It's just like laying on the beach.
We recognize, though, that while we can produce amazing content, it has to be accessible. Our goal is to have access to the tour never be a barrier to entry. Now we offer Zoom with real-time Q&A, Facebook Live with comments open, and YouTube Live, all as options to join our tours. With using YouTube Live as well, participants have immediate access to the recording during the tour, or just after it finishes, leaving no lag time, and a buffer in case classrooms are a little late arriving.
Our school tours reach students far and wide, but also we have maintained a commitment to driving home just how local New York dairy is. We support the New York Thursdays program that brings locally produced foods to New York schools every Thursday. Through an in-school contest, schools can win a custom virtual farm tour as a prize. Kelly Reynolds from Ringcrest Farms in Corfu, New York, hosted our New York Thursdays tour this past winter. One winner was a New York City school that live streamed to just over 2,000 students.
So your milk might be the same school milk or dairy products that students get. Yes, so our milk from upstate actually goes to schools in your carton, or if you're really lucky, you might have an intense milk machine at school.
We recognize that connecting to our youth is imperative to build lifelong, loyal dairy consumers. What better way to educate youth than peer-to-peer? This is where we continue to activate local dairy promoters to further support virtual farm tours. We send our dairy promoters into classrooms to watch the virtual farm tours with the class and then complete a follow-up activity. By doing this, we can put a knowledgeable, relatable, and fun resource right at the students' fingertips.
While it's great to have media at the farm or interacting with the farmer directly, we showcase the classroom education impact. We survey classrooms and teachers to get their real-time feedback on the tours. In 2021, one teacher from Herman Avenue Elementary School in Auburn, New York, provided her feedback to the Auburn Citizen, saying, "Our class had an opportunity to travel to a farm without leaving our classroom. The kids love seeing the cows and really have an understanding, even at a young age, that the animals are well taken care of, and that transpires to the products that we get are good and healthy for us." One huge asset of our organization are our dedicated and specialized teams that work together to focus on telling every aspect of dairy's story. By collaborating with our public relations and digital marketing teams, we get even more mileage out of our virtual farm experiences, whether they're live or pre-recorded. With our school tours specifically, we pitch the stories to key media markets as well as local media near each host farm to drum up interest and boost registrations. Of course, we couldn't do this without amazingly talented farmers that help us by opening up their farms as well as completing media interviews with grace. We recognize that not every farmer has experience with media or live virtual events, so we make sure to offer full media and engagement training for any farmer who participates in these events. This media training includes key messages to cover, language to use or avoid, as well as heads up on any potentially hot topics. We also make sure we have a staff member available and on-site if the farmer wants help navigating these media endeavors. Overall, our virtual farm experiences are an excellent tool we use to entice coverage from local media, with this fall alone racking up 137 media placements, 980,000 traditional media impressions, and online reach of 3.5 million.
The virtual farm tour strategy is built upon measurable and specific goals to produce trend-positive outcomes. We know that by showcasing farms of varying sizes, management styles, and from varying regions across the state, we can best represent the diversity of farming in New York State and ultimately give consumers an accurate vision of where their food comes from. Looking at the map here, you can see that we've engaged a very diverse group of farms. We also think critically about the key messages and goals of each tour when we look to select each farm. We ask our teams internally who is the key audience and what is the most important thing they need to know when they are finished with this tour. Do we need to showcase specific farm attributes to achieve this? What skill sets do our farmers need to complete this tour?
Through our careful selection of farmers, development of content, and curation of visual assets, we are able to reach big audiences. That is the real beauty of virtual farm tours. Travel time for schools or others and space are not an issue we have to contend with. It's a more efficient use of farmers' time to give the tours virtually. With the average virtual tour reaching anywhere from 4,000 to 25,000 students live, there is no way we could achieve that in person. Then when you consider the continued educational value of these tours being available on YouTube in perpetuity, the reach grows exponentially.
While increasing our reach is certainly important, we never sacrifice the quality of that reach. The key messages of cow care, sustainability, and the nutritious value of dairy are front and center. We collect survey feedback on the tours to identify where and how we can improve the learning experience for both the students and the teachers. We also seek feedback from farmer tour hosts to ensure they enjoyed and benefited from the experience. From these measures, we identify in the past year that teachers are struggling to make time to do the tours with limited classroom time. To address this in 2022, we are adding a curriculum standard approved lesson plan to complement each virtual farm tour while also tailoring the tours to age appropriate groups.
Looking to the future, we will continue to strategically evolve to keep dairy top of mind and on consumers' plates.
We will continue to highly tailor each virtual farm tour
to the targeted audience, from high-level professionals to elementary school children.
Data is showing us that a key strategy to securing our future is by winning the hearts of Gen Z.
Even though we are young, we are a powerful generation making waves early in our tenure.
Our strategies with virtual farm tours are focused on appealing to Gen Z by using platforms they love,
demonstrating how our values align with their own, and hitting home our key messages in ways they enjoy.
Bringing consumers to the farm through virtual platforms,
both live and pre-recorded,
further positions us as a transparent and trustworthy industry,
ultimately showing how dairy farming is so much more than meets the eye.
From real life to real life. Learn how influencer marketing plays a pivotal role in reaching millions of consumers. Trust builds visibility, engagement, authenticity, and revenue. Studies have shown that consumers trust influencers more now than ever. A recent study from Edelman, the largest public relations firm in the world, found that 63% of consumers trust influencers more than brands. The ADADC Dairy Dream Team of influencers is comprised of registered dietitians, sports nutritionists, renowned culinary experts, bloggers, athletes, and media personalities. Each of them works toward a common goal of inspiring passion for dairy products. Influencer marketing has a significant edge to traditional marketing because it focuses on devices that are always in the hands of the consumers. The content created by influencers lives on the most utilized social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. culinary influencers and media personalities showcase their passion for dairy by inspiring consumers to create delicious dairy-centric recipes. Our culinary influencers have a following of over 5 million consumers throughout various social media platforms. These influencers host virtual cooking classes and create recipe tutorial videos of mouth-watering dishes to engage directly with consumers. Savor Recipes, the food media branch of ADADC, focuses on sharing inspirational yet attainable and delicious dairy-centric recipes. From recipes for the website to tutorial videos, our culinary influencers give consumers a taste of it all.
From the blog Chocolate and Cheese Please. Welcome to this week's episode of Savor Recipes. For our last National Pasta Month recipe, we are going to be making the best pasta dish known to mankind. It is my French onion soup pasta. See how delicious and cheesy this is? So don't be shy. You can get a few baguettes at a time. No one's judging you over here. And now you can just eat your baguette in the pot with your pasta. Everything can be nice and mixed. Ooh, the pasta is cooked to perfection. I can just tell. Yummy. All right, let's do a taste test of the pasta. Guys, this tastes just like French onion soup. French onion soup is always a little bit on the sweeter end because of the caramelization of all the onions that we're using. But oh my god, the spice level on this is so good that it balances out all that sweetness. And the cheese, oh, it's so good, and the fresh thyme. You guys need to try this recipe as soon as possible. Then have one more bite.
Savor helps inspire consumers of all cooking and baking experiences to savor what's real by adding new ideas to their meal repertoire. Our culinary influencers continue to create and amplify recipe content for all demographics, from millennials to Gen Z. Registered dietitians and nutritionist influencers share their passion for dairy by creating content which emphasizes the health benefits of dairy and by participating in media segments and industry webinars and conferences. The educational webinars reach more than 3,300 health professionals, focusing on topics like the current dietary guidelines for Americans, lactose intolerance, as well as a virtual dairy farm tour. Some inspiring examples of registered dietitian and nutritionist influencer content collaborations have included various digital series. The Mommy and Me cooking series showcased dietitians cooking with their little ones at home.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Savor Recipes Mommy and Me cooking series. My name is Beth Stark. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and mama based in Pennsylvania. My focus is on attainable nutrition for today's busy family. So today I am so excited to be here, and especially with my most favorite kitchen helper. This is Kendall. Kendall, can you say hi? We love cooking together. We have so much fun talking and laughing and learning, and best of all, eating, which we love to do. So the recipe we're going to make together today is, can you say the name of the recipe? You remember? Cookie dough dip. Peanut butter, chocolate chip, cookie dough dip. So that's a mouthful, right? It sounds so amazing. And it's so great for snacking. It's perfect for kiddos. You know, you can really just enjoy it any old time. And it really comes together in a flash.
On the Summer Soiree series, dietitians share fun and exciting ice cream recipes. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans blog, content and video highlighted the new dairy recommendations for infants and toddlers. Registered dietitian and nutritionist influencers are also featured on various media segments.
It is here. Race week in Rochester. The half marathon and the 5K are set for this Sunday. There's been a lot of work going into training, but it's also time to start planning for recovery.
I'll be out there in the half with everyone. A big part of help for us, chocolate milk. I caught up with Abigail Copenhaver with the American Dairy Association Northeast to see what it's all about.
Give me a glass.
So your muscles and all the training, you want it to shine on race day. So this week you really want to spend time resting, doing a few workouts to keep your legs fresh, but nothing real intense. And you don't want to try anything super new, no new workouts or crazy new foods. And you also want to make sure you're getting great nutrition. So that includes you want to have breakfast, you don't want to skip any meals, and you want to make sure you're also getting your post-workout nutrition as well, which is where our chocolate milk shines.
This group of influencers continue to create and amplify dairy-centric educational content for consumers in engaging and innovative ways. Make Milk Moments is ADADC's annual marketing initiative with a digital-first approach. It was spearheaded to connect with millennial parents and Gen Z children, to inspire dairy consumption by emphasizing the comfort and joy milk brings to families during the nostalgic holiday season. The Make Milk Moments campaign has been honored with numerous awards. Many millennial parent influencers with Gen Z-age children also take part in the campaign to encourage dairy consumption. Registered dietitian media personalities partner with us to disseminate dairy messaging, highlighting the nutritious benefits of milk while promoting the campaign.
Well, this holiday season, the American Dairy Association Northeast hopes that you'll make some milk memories.
That's right, and registered dietitian Molly Morgan is back to show us some ways we can do just that. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Steve and Sistina. It's great to be here.
Thanks for joining us, and we're making memories already this morning. Look it, you've joined the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party.
I love it, Molly.
You bet. I'm all in for ugly Christmas sweaters any day of the year. So thanks for noticing my fun one. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this today. I don't know if you enjoy hot cocoa at your house this time of year, or if you have other favorite ways you work milk in during the holidays.
I certainly do. I love a good hot chocolate. Yeah. So do you have some great ideas for us?
Well, you know, I don't know if you've had the hot cocoa bomb yet, but I have made up the peppermint ones as well as a chai cocoa bomb. So DIY, do it yourself at home. It sounds a little bit overwhelming, but they're super easy to make. And then you pair it up with, you know, just lots of fun treats. And what I love as a mom and the dietitian in me is that when you pair up the cocoa with the hot milk, is you're delivering 13 essential nutrients plus 8 grams of protein per cup. So you don't even have to tell your kids, but you know, you can kind of feel good about the treat as well.
To reach the growing number of Hispanic consumers, we launched Leche Authentica and have established its presence throughout various social media platforms. We added a group of Hispanic influencers to the ADADC Dairy Dream Team including registered dietitians Delina Soto and Deanna Rodriguez, who are fluent in Spanish and run the Your Latina Nutritionist and Latina Nutritionist blogs, respectively. They both provide content for our Leche Authentica social media channels to promote dairy to Spanish-speaking consumers across New York State. Influencer marketing has played an imperative role behind the growth of ADADC throughout digital landscapes that consumers are most present on. We have turned influencers into dairy advocates in real life by taking them to your farms. Now we have advocates that people look to for information and inspiration, giving dairy farmers a voice to millions of consumers across New York State.
So I have the pleasure of interrupting a delicious meal. So if you are still eating, just keep right on, nourishing your bodies. No worry on our part. Dessert will shortly come out, but we are just so excited to see the phenomenal talent that is in this room tonight, so we're going to get started with the rest of our program. So over the last 3 days, these phenomenal young promoters up here have been really put to the test by our judges. And these judges are phenomenal people within the industry, so I'd like to take a little time right now to introduce those folks to you. First, we have Anna Richards, who is the CEO and founder of 2020 Consulting from Skinny Atlas, New York. Thank you, Anna. We also have Holly Pullis of Hollywood Enterprises and Rodale Farms from Richfield Springs, New York. And word on the street, it's Holly's birthday. So you didn't hear it from me. Don't tell her I told you, but happy birthday, Holly. We also have one more judge who unfortunately last minute was unable to join us, Michael Watson, a dairy nutritionist with Gold Star Feed and Grain from Lowville, but we do really appreciate his willingness to donate his time to the program. So with that, let's dive right in. As I mentioned, over the last 2 days, these girls have really been put to the task, testing their knowledge, whether it was the product knowledge test, a written communications test, or the adult speeches. So tonight, I am so excited to welcome to the stage our 3 speech winners in no particular order. Each of these individuals will be winning a $100 scholarship for their efforts. With that, I'd like to welcome first to the stage Gabriella Taylor from Wayne County.
Perception, an interpretation that an individual comes up with through their awareness. Perception can be influenced by lots of environmental factors, like social media, family members, television, and the internet. My generation has had the most availability to social media and technology than any other, and it significantly influences our decision making. I have a friend who very recently decided to go vegan because of an article she read. She posted it to social media and claimed it had all the information she needed to make this massive lifestyle change. This article changed her perception about the agriculture industry, and with her one post, it most likely reached 300 more people, making them question their perception. The article was written by the president of an animal rights group. It was titled, 5 Good Reasons to Eat Less Meat. The article makes a lot of false statements, not only about beef producers, but statements that have also been said about our industry. Since there are so many similarities between milk and meat markets, these 3 claims could be made for either, and still be very wrong. The first claim the article makes is that eating less meat helps your health. Milk is often referred to as nature's most perfect food, and it did not gain this nickname on accident. Milk has 13 essential nutrients that help support our bones, heart, muscles, and immune system. It's also a great sports recovery drink because of its 8 grams of lean protein and the perfect blend of energy components to restore our muscles back to their maximum potential. Dairy farmers want consumers to make the most out of their milk, which is why quality is a top priority. The following claim the article makes is that climate change and deforestation are primarily caused by meat production. The author claims that all of these are caused by factory farming, but considering 97% of farms in New York State are family owned and operated, there is no such thing as factory farming. The article also claims that farming is one of the leading causes of climate change and deforestation. Greenhouse gas emissions are the leading cause of climate change, but only 3.9% of those gases come from livestock, and a total of 10% for all agriculture. This compares to 29% for the highest ranking for transportation. Over the past 10 years, dairy farmers have used 21% less land, 30% less water, 20% less fuel, and 17% less feed to produce even more milk. Dairy farmers have also pledged to be carbon emissions net zero by 2050. Farmers care about our planet. We use the land with the utmost respect so that it can continue to feed us and our animals for many generations in the future. The third point the article makes is that eating less meat helps farmed animals. The author claims that these animals live short, miserable lives and are treated like machines. As farmers, we know our #1 priority is always care and comfort of the cow. We want our cows to live long, healthy lives, so we have specialists employed on the farm, like veterinarians, nutritionists, and hoof trimmers. We use updated technology, like robotic milking parlors, foot baths to care for our cows' feet, and rubber mattresses for the cows to sleep on. We spend hours reading and researching, keeping on top of the latest advancements in dairy science to make sure our cows get the best care we can give them. One article can change it all. This article, written by an uninformed animal activist, has several false statements about agriculture, with no evidence to support it. Advocacy is an essential part of our industry. The more we tell our story and advocate all the reasons to consume dairy, the more people's perceptions will change. I talked to my newly vegan friend about everything I've told you today, more about my own story, and our main 3 priorities as farmers: care and comfort of the cow, stewardship of the land, and quality of the product. She said I opened her eyes to a lot of the experiences that she could have in dairy, to the real love and beauty behind our industry. Changing people's perceptions starts with us being advocates every day and telling our story. Thank you.
Wonderful. Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage from Washington County, Katie Larman.
Target marketing through social media has drastically changed the way we interact with our consumers. It has rapidly become a language on its own throughout society, filled with texts, videos, pictures, blogs, and posts. By using social media, the dairy industry can target specific audiences to help increase consumer awareness based on our practices and our products. Hello, my name is Katie Larman, and I am proudly serving as the Washington County Dairy Princess. When focusing on 3 demographics of consumers, including Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X and up, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are the platforms the industry is most heavily using. These demographics help target consumers within platforms based on their specific generations. Gen Z, being the newest generation and demographic, is targeted through the newest app as well. Back in 2016, the popular app called TikTok was originally created. In just 4 short years, the app amassed over 3 billion downloads, with 49.6% of their everyday active users being between 10 and 25. After struggling through a large barn fire back in December of 2016, the TikTok user Richland's Dairy used this app to their benefit to help push positive practices on their own farm. The husband and wife are very open to posting their everyday farm lives online, such as tagging baby calves to assisting in down cows. Their videos are extremely educational and detailed. Every move or step that they take with their animals is explained in some sort of way. TikTok is helping Richland's Dairy support the industry and show the everyday users what it is truly like on their own farm. Millennials may not be as savvy with TikTok, but they are known for their love of Instagram. 6 out of every 10 online adults use Instagram, with 33% of those people being between 30 and 39. Annalise of Mod Farm Chick on Instagram is a mom of twins while being a full-time dairy farmer. She enjoys sharing her own personal stories on the farm to help show the people that farmers don't have to fit a mold. Her and her family strive to make posts fun and educational to help draw in this certain demographic of people. Anna is a strong supporter of showing the everyday consumers how comfortable and healthy cows are today by showing pictures of calves and hutches, as well as how highly monitored they are by showing the Fitbits on their necks. While posting about her family constantly, she is also showing the consumers how they really put their animals as a first priority. Finally, Gen X is most well known with their time on Facebook. About 7 of 10 adults use Facebook regularly, with 69% of them being above the age of 40. While being a full-time mom, Dairy Gal Val is also a dairy farmer and a huge dairy industry advocate. Through Facebook, she is able to reach consumers and help support a Dane by providing viable information based on her own experiences. To show the general public and the many followers on her page, she pushes out pictures and videos of how she meets and exceeds the basic needs of dairy cows. Val helps the public understand that farmers care about our animal welfare by utilizing practices such as using calf jackets to keep their young calves warm, and also having a hoof trimmer give their cows a pedicure so they can walk comfortably. Val may be busy with her home and her family, but she still strives to support the dairy industry and show people on social media the up-close and personal aspects of farm life. Social media has forever changed the way we interact with our consumers. Whether it is communicating with others or putting ideas out there for others to see. The everyday consumers are more concerned about the nutritional values of the products, about the care of animals and employees, and the sustainability of our practices more than ever before. Animal agriculture is constantly being threatened by misinformation, but research shows that consumer trust in dairy farmers is still there. When it comes to the true story behind dairy farming, conflicted consumers want to see it straight from the farmers. It is more important now than ever for farmers to have an online presence to show their own practices. If farmers were to continue to boost the use of social media platforms while targeting the correct age groups, the industry would gain more and more attention from our consumers. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. I did speak to Dairy Galvale's people. She's here tonight. She is accepting autographs later, in case anyone's interested. So, and last but certainly not least, from Cortland County, Annika Donlick.
Hello, fairgoers. I'm sure you're probably wondering what's going on here. With all these dairy cows parading around the ring and exhibitors of all ages, is it a beauty pageant? Something practical? A chance for farmers to show off their cows? A competition? It's actually all of the above. Much like a cooking competition or dog show, showing dairy cows has its practical purposes, it's fun for exhibitors, and it gives you a chance to see these cows at their finest. I'm sure you're probably wondering how the winners are picked and what goes into getting these cows ready for the show. So I hope to explain that for you today as someone who's been showing dairy cows since I was little. At fairs, animals are shown by age and breed or by the age of the exhibitor. There's 7 major dairy breeds, the most common of which being Holsteins, which are typically black and white spotted, but they can also be red and white spotted as well. Another notable cow is the Jersey, which are the little brown cows. And despite the popular rumor, they don't make chocolate milk. But something that is true about chocolate milk is that it's an excellent beverage for refueling with after exercise. Within the breeds, animals are shown by age, as the judge looks for different things when evaluating heifers, which are female animals that haven't had a calf, versus cows, which are female animals that have had a calf and are now producing milk. In a showmanship class, exhibitors are grouped by age, and they're evaluated on how well they present the animal, things they know about her, like her name, birth date, and breed, and what they've done to get her ready for the show. Before the show, exhibitors wake up early, much like they would at home on the farm, to wash their cows so that they're nice and clean. Before the show, exhibitors have also clipped their cows, which is giving them a haircut so that their hair coat is even, and then so that they look extra pretty, they'll even out the hair on their back, called the top line, shine their coat, fluff their tail, and paint their hooves. From the day they're born, great care is given to all animals, and they're fed specially formulated diets so that they can grow strong and healthy. This way, animals are looking and feeling their best, but there's more to this than just a pretty cow. So what does the judge look for when judging? They're looking for animals that have the best physical traits to become healthy, productive cows. Some of the things that they might be looking for are a proper foot structure so that they don't have lameness problems, strongly attached udders so that they can produce milk for a long time, and a large body capacity so that they have room for large amounts of feed. Whether or not farmers show their cows, they're always looking to breed for a better cow because much can be done to improve an animal's life through just her genetics, and farmers take great pride in the care of their animals. We're able to make more milk than we did years ago with fewer cows and less land because of the traits we can breed cows for. Additionally, we can select for certain health traits that make cows less prone to certain health problems, emphasizing our goal of giving cows the best care. A cow that looks pretty is an added bonus, but that's not the most important thing. And the final reason that I'm going to talk to you about why farmers show their cows is to give you a chance to see the cows. You might have heard about the excellent care that cows are given, heard about milk's nutritional benefits, like the 13 essential vitamins and nutrients, or even had a chance to tour a farm. But giving you another chance to see the cows and talk with farmers gives you more chances to find out about animal care, environmental stewardship, milk's nutritional benefits, or any other questions that you might have. So as this class comes to a conclusion and the winners are picked, know the hard work that was put into getting this animal ready for the show. Exhibitors of all ages show, but they all have the same goal of making the cow look the best she can, emphasizing the traits that make her a healthy and productive cow to produce your favorite dairy products. So try a new dairy product today or enjoy an old favorite like milk, chocolate milk, or ice cream. And remember the hard work that farmers put into the care of their cows. Thank you.
Thank you, Annika. Our next group of awards is our written communications test. Each of the individuals up here were tasked with writing a speech geared towards a farmer audience using ADA NE update materials, as well as highlighting programs they did within their counties over the last 12 months. Each of these winners will also be receiving a $100 scholarship. Please stand if and when your name is mentioned so that we can all congratulate you. And without further ado, in no particular order, we have from Wayne County, Gabriella Taylor. From Madison County, Katie Jasmine. And from Washington County, Katie Larman. And our last awards of the evening is our product knowledge test. So as many of you who work with these individuals within your county know, these are a phenomenal and intelligent group of individuals who are super well-versed in dairy product knowledge, dairy farm practices, so they can go out and share the wonderful things you do on your farm. So we put that knowledge to the test with our dairy product knowledge test. Each of these winners will also receive a $100 scholarship. And please stand once again if and when your name is mentioned. In no particular order, we have from Cortland County, Annika Donlick. From Washington County, Katie Larman. And from Wayne County, Gabriella Taylor. And it is now my privilege to shortly welcome to the stage our top 7 finalists. But before I do, I once again just want to reiterate, every individual up here is a winner tonight. The fact that you have gone throughout the last 12 months working hard within your counties to promote dairy, and as my father said earlier, against all odds, as we know, things are still ever changing in our social and economic climate. So I just want to give one last round of applause to these girls. So in no particular order, as I call you up to the stage, I would ask that you walk all the way out to the end of the runway so we can make room for our top 7 finalists. Please stay close to the center. We don't want any mishaps. So without further ado, from Cortland County, Annika Donlick. From Erie County, Allison Gable. From Herkimer County, Natalie Fredericks. From Madison County, Katie Jasmine. From Saratoga County, Caitlin Van Dusen. From Washington County, Katie Larman. And from Wayne County, Gabriella Taylor. These are your top 7 semifinalists. With that, I would ask everyone to exit except for Annika. Please follow our wonderful state girls, and they will take you to our super top secret room. How's the dessert? It looks pretty delicious. I haven't dived into mine yet, but I'm pretty excited about it. Let's make sure that, okay. We'll wait for everyone to exit. No, wait for the green light. Annika, you're all warmed up. You're ready for this. You know, already gave a speech, ready to go. Super stoked. All right. Just wait. We just keeping this super tight, so I just gotta wait. I know you're all anxious. Simmer down. Simmer down. Okay. Up. Okay. All right. We got the green light. Thank you very much, Holly. All right, Annika. I'm gonna read this question twice, so just take your time, listen to it twice, and then you'll have time to respond. You were approached by a high school student who saw TikTok saying, producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? Again, you were approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying, producing milk and dairy is bad for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
So if I was approached by someone who was influenced by social media to drink plant-based beverages, I'd first want to reassure them that farmers are working their hardest to protect the environment. We recognize that natural resources are valuable and that we need to be conservative of them. And we are constantly working to improve our sustainability and do this while continuing to produce a nutritious product. I'd also want to then reiterate the benefits of drinking real dairy milk. Milk is considered nature's most nearly perfect food and contains 13 essential vitamins and nutrients. Additionally, it contains 8 grams of protein in an 8-ounce glass, and it is an incredibly nutritionally dense food, in addition to being tasty. And then I'd also want to reiterate to them that farmers take excellent care of their cows and are constantly working to improve their cows' lives. So, in summary, I'd want to make sure that they know that farmers are working to protect the environment and that they don't need to be worried about the sustainability of the industry. Milk is an incredibly nutritious product and you want to include it in your diet, and that farmers take excellent care of their cows. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Annika. You can take a seat and have a breather now. All right, so while we're waiting for our next contestant, I'm going to welcome up my colleague, Kelsey O'Shea. She's going to grab me some tickets for the real reason you all came here tonight. Some pretty fantastic door prizes. So get your raffle tickets ready. Get them visible. All right, and no cheating. All right. Oh, these aren't ripped up. No, they're not ripped up. All right. Whoa. This is the hard part, apparently. All right, I'm just going to read the last 3. We have 0, 9, 3. Raise your hand, and I'm all right, Kelsey can see you. I'm a little blinded by the bright future that is this room, so don't mind me. Awesome. All right, and keep those tickets out. We'll be giving a few more raffles away throughout the night, but all right, Caitlin. Yeah, stand right near the edge, you know.
Yeah.
We don't want any. It's far way down there. They got us up high. Yeah. Feel honored. Okay. So I got impromptu question here for you. I'm going to read it 2 times, so just, take it in, listen, formulate your thoughts, no pressure. All right. So, you were approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? Okay, one more time. You are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
If if a high school student walked up to me and explained to me that they saw a TikTok explaining how the dairy industry is supposedly bad for the environment, I would try my best to calm myself down at first and explain to them all the good parts about the dairy industry and what we do as dairy farmers. Not only is the dairy industry amazing for the environment because we're able to reuse things like tires and we feed byproducts to our cows, but even on our fields, we're able to use natural fertilizers like manure, and we do no-till practices on certain fields and put buffer strips in between fields and waterways to prevent any runoff that might occur. And there's so many other practices that dairy farmers do to ensure that we do the best for the environment. I would also like to inform them that dairy isn't only good for the environment, but it's good for the animals themselves are also treated well, and that they get the best care possible. And finally, I would also like to inform them that unlike the plant-based products that they're enjoying, dairy products are not only enjoyable, but they're also very nutritious, as a glass of milk has 8 grams of protein and is a great source of the 13 essential nutrients that's good for their health. So that is what I would do if I was approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok explaining how the dairy industry is bad for the environment. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. Wonderful. All right. Get those tickets ready. And now these are custom door prizes. Within these prizes there are various items that tie back to the programs that you all fund within the dairy industry. Oh, you're giving me 2. Ooh, can't have 2 winners. Sorry, it's just not gonna happen. We only get 3 winners tonight. All right, so last 3 numbers, 1, 2, 2, 2. Or 1, 2, 2, sorry. I'm throwing another number, I'm spicing it up. Woo! Raise your hand. Awesome. All right. Come on up, Katie. Come on down. Yeah, make sure you get the mic nice and close. All right, so I have our super secret top question here. I'm going to read it 2 times, so just take it in, enjoy, take your time. So, are you ready? Okay. You are approached by a high school student saying they saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? Again, you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
Thank you. If I was approached by this high school student, I would want to educate them on knowing that farmers care about animal welfare and also their environment, while also caring about the nutritional value of milk. Thank you.
Awesome. I love it. All right, get out those tickets. Want any cheating? So, all right, let's see if I can get just the last 3 numbers this time. Is that good? Okay. All right, last 3 numbers. 1, 2, 8. Oh man, and you're gonna need milk for that. Coming your way, we have a custom, you're gonna need milk for that backpack. Wonderful. super, super excited. How is it out there, Katie? Was it good? Were you having too much fun?
It was a great time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We got to pull you in. I know, we're breaking up the fun. Listen. Yeah, I'm not one to get in front of a fun time. I know. A phenomenal hotel. All right, so in my hand, I have our super secret question.
Top secret?
Top secret.
Okay.
Came in the briefcase. So I'm going to read it 2 times, take it in, process the question, and then, formulate your response. So here we go. You are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying, producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? Again, you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
If I were to persuade the student into a different thought process, I'd gratefully inform them that milk is the best drink to possibly have because it's nearly perfect, and it was given that name for a reason, like we heard from Gabby Taylor. I would also tell them that farmers are stewards of the land, so it's nearly impossible for them to be hurting the environment when all they do is protect it to make sure that they can nourish their crops on it. I'd also inform them that farmers are very good to their animals, so in order for this milk to be processed, the cows have to be cared for and loved by the farmer in order to get there. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Katie, and we'll welcome our next contestant in. All right, so this is our last door prize of the evening. And it's a signed jersey by a Giants player, Saquon Barkley. Oh, so he's a Fuel Up to Play 60 ambassador, and you're like, why are you making me wait? Well, I just want to make you sweat a little bit for our signed jersey. So he's very involved in helping us promote milk to the kids in school. We're super proud of that partnership that we have with the NFL. Here's our lovely jersey. And the winner is 109. In the back. I love it. Our Refuel with Chocolate Milk individual back there got the jersey. How fitting. I love that. All right, come on up, Allison. How was it? Was good? Yeah? Don't have too much fun out there because we need you back. All right, well, come right up so everyone can see you this evening. All right, so I got my super secret question, top secret, in fact. I'm going to read it 2 times. You'll have time to, think about it, process, and then formulate your response. So you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. So you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying, producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? Again, you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying, producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
I would suggest to them that they go through the 3 key points, which are the farmers are very into environmental stewardship, animal stewardship, and the nutritional benefits, and really explain to them how dairy farmers care about their animals and the nutritional benefits of milk.
Thank you. Hand the mic back to Kate, and we'll wait for our next contestant to come in. How was dinner? Can I get a thumbs up? Was it good? Oh, wow. I think you're all a little bit in a food coma now. It was good? Yeah. Earlier, we were a very chatty group. I think we're getting nervous. Getting a little nervous, a little excited. Fair enough. Are you nervous? Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm just surrounded by phenomenal talent up here, so it makes me nervous. Whew, so much pressure. But it's been fun. I've really enjoyed hanging out with these phenomenal contestants over the last 48 hours. I feel like it's gone so fast and so quick all at the same time. Awesome, and welcome to the stage, Natalie Fredericks. How was it out there? Was it good? Were you having too much fun out there? You didn't want to come back? Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. All right, yeah, don't worry. I keep forgetting to hold my mic close to my face. All right, so I have our super secret top question right here. I'm going to read it 2 times so you have time to think about it and respond. Are you ready? Okay. So, you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? One more time. You are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
I would simply explain to them that there's 13 essential nutrients in milk that is very good for their body, that farmers care for their land and their animals. So.
Awesome, thank you so much, Natalie. Wonderful, wonderful, so exciting. Can't wait for our next contestant. I told him to give me more prizes because if you give me too much mic time, we all know where I get my speaking abilities from, so it could go south really quickly. But here we are. Don't worry, I don't have any random jokes or anything. I didn't do reconnaissance on that, so I won't put you through anything like that. Don't worry. Try to. Listen, does anybody in here shop at Wegmans? Should we do a micro stretch? Should we? Micro stretch? Anybody? No? Not so much? All right, well, you're saved. You're saved by Gabby. I won't make anybody do a micro stretch. Next time we might have a physical activity break because we all know we learn best and we focus best with physical activity breaks. All right, come on up right in front of the podium so everyone can see ya. All right, super top secret question right here. I'll read it 2 times so you have time to take it in and process and then formulate your response. You ready? Wonderful. So, you are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process? One more time. You are approached by a high school student who saw a TikTok saying producing milk and dairy is harmful for the environment. Now they only drink plant-based beverages. How would you persuade them into a different thought process?
If I was approached by a high school student about plant-based dairy products and how dairy sustainability works, I would make sure to let them know that everyone has their own perceptions, like I mentioned in my speech earlier, because of what we've seen. And I would share my own personal experiences and how dairy farmers protect our environment, take care of our cows, and provide a nutritious product on the way.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby. Have a seat, have a seat. All right, and that rounds it out. Oh, wow, I was having so much fun. I thought we were going to keep going. Okay, so with that, we're going to excuse our judges as they have a very hard decision in front of them. Glad I'm not in that seat. Then I'd be nervous. But up here, I'm having too much fun. So with that, we'll move on with our program. And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage our Industry Relations Specialist, Regan Damagala, who manages the New York State Dairy Ambassador Program.
Thanks, Emma. I truly appreciate everyone taking time out of their busy schedules to be with us tonight. Now let's recognize some truly amazing people in the audience. The Golden Cow Award is given each year to recognize outstanding service and dedication to local dairy promotion in New York State. This year's recipient started promoting at the age of 12 and was on the New York State Dairy Princess Corps in 2003. She is very active in her committee, helping to mentor promoters and encouraging them to attend many events throughout the year. As co-owner of one of the largest Holstein farms in Herkimer County, she is committed to promotion by having her farm open for visits every day from 12 to 4 p.m. Jessica started at Insight Dairy Newsletter several years ago. She currently sends it to nearly 700 people. She often includes information and event opportunities for the Herkimer County Dairy Promotion Program. She includes dairy recipes and always showcases milk in all its benefits. 4 years ago, she began an event called Trunk or Treat at the Farm, which includes the Herkimer County Dairy Promotion Program. Each year, roughly 800 to 1,000 people attend for tours and are offered a variety of dairy treats. In addition, friends, family, and neighbors volunteer to set up trunks for the kids to trick or treat at. This year's 2022 Golden Cow Award goes to Jessica Hula Fredericks of Herkimer County. Congratulations. Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. The Promoter of the Year recognizes a county that has done an outstanding job promoting milk and dairy products. The Promoter of the Year is presented in memory of Robert S. Turner, a former American Dairy Association and Dairy Council Chief Executive Officer and dairy farmer, who was a strong supporter of the Dairy Promotion Program. The $500 award is presented jointly by American Dairy Association Northeast and the Turner family to the County Promotion Committee. Faith Avedesian, the 2020-2021 Monroe County Dairy Princess, has been named Promoter of the Year. Throughout the year, Faith and her team completed 168 school programs, attended 10 farm meetings, and made 60 public relations placements. Congratulations, Faith. Please come up and accept your award. Let's give it up for Faith one more time. The $500 Leo Briggs Memorial American Dairy Association Northeast Scholarship is awarded to a college student who has completed 1 year of post-secondary education and is from the American Dairy Association Northeast region. In keeping with the intent of Mr. Briggs' legacy in the American Dairy Association Northeast, applicants must have completed leadership in dairy promotion. This year's recipient is a senior at Cornell University, where she is a member of the Cornell Dairy Fellows Program, Cornell Dairy Science Club, and is a member of the Northeast Regional Intercollegiate Dairy Challenge team. At a certain part of her life, she decided to purchase her own milking shorthorn to be more involved in the dairy industry. When Cornell University held classes remotely last semester and studying from home, she used her knowledge of dairy cattle, milk production, and dairy products to introduce primary and special education students from her hometown by teaching agricultural classes via Zoom. She states, "My appreciation for agriculture developed with the help of everyone I met in the industry, as they have a passion for what they do, which led me to my decision to pursue a career in agriculture." To honor Mr. Briggs' legacy, this year, ADA Northeast awards this scholarship for Morgan Depew of Erie County. All right, let's give it up for Morgan one more time. All right, just one last thing before I turn it off to Emma. I really would just like to thank all of the ADA Northeast staff that are here tonight and that have helped me, do this amazing 2-day event. If it weren't for all of you, I don't know where I'd be. As my very first year in this job, I just really appreciate you always being here for me, and I really just appreciate it. So thank you so much. Let's give it up for my team. And now I'll turn it back over to Emma.
Well, Regan likes to thank us, but she really does. She makes it easy. She does all the hard work. Well, yes. That's Oh, we're waking up. We're waking up. So it is certainly an honor of mine to award our next scholarship. If I can make it through this one. As many of you know, our industry lost a very bright light last year, someone who truly dedicated their life to invigorating the youth within our industry. Dawn was a phenomenal team member. I thought I could make it through this one. For 22 years, she dedicated her time and energy to this organization. As many of our board members in the room can attest to, whether it was going to a board meeting and helping them book their flights and also saying, hey, I heard you're bringing your partner and spouse or your child. Check out the Grand Canyon. Let me book that for you. Whether it was being a warm face at all of those board meetings saying, how are you doing? How have you been? How is this family member and that family member? Being so personable. And then in her last 10 years with the organization, dedicating her time and energy to the youth of our industry through the Dairy Princess program. She always had the ability to find your talents and your strength and bring those to the surface in you and teach you how to use those as a life skill going forward. But it would be selfish of me to only highlight the work that she did on behalf of all of you. In her personal time, she was a phenomenal philanthropist, oh goodness, donating much of her time to Francis House here in Syracuse, which is a long-term care facility for those with terminal illness. As well, you know, right before she packed up for retirement, being the giving person she was, she donated every single thing in her home to a family who didn't have anything. So I don't think I need to explain to many of you in this room the phenomenal person that she was. We are so glad to create this scholarship in her honor so that as an industry we can remember and have lasting impact for all the work that she did. So with that, this Dawn Hoopert Memorial Scholarship will be given to a past or current Dairy Princess that has completed 1 year of college in order to push them forward into the future and use those gifts they have been given. And one last thing I'd really like to task everyone here with tonight before I announce our winner is, you know, Dawn always used to say, leave a sparkle wherever you go. So in honor of Dawn, if you can just make someone smile and make someone's day a little brighter and have a little sparkle, I think she'd appreciate that very much. So with that, it is my honor to announce this year's winner. As a past Ontario County Dairy Princess, this year's recipient is a junior at Cornell University, is involved in Sigma Alpha Agricultural Sorority, the Cornell University Dairy Science Club, and is working for the Nutrient Management SPEAR program as a part of the dairy sustainability team. She states that because of dairy promotion, I am the future of agriculture that will adapt to new changes and feed an ever-growing population. So in honor of Dawn's legacy, it is my honor to give this award to Corinne Brown of Ontario County. So with that, I'd like to introduce Cindy Weimer, our Senior Vice President of Industry Relations, and Cindy will be giving a brief update on all the phenomenal work we've been doing on your behalf over the last year.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you all for joining us here tonight for this very special evening. I'm so glad all of you could be here. And like many of you, I've been a dairy farmer and a dairy promoter all my life, and I'm happy to be able to continue that. I grew up on a dairy farm. My husband and I had a dairy farm. I've worked in dairy checkoff promotion programs my whole career, and I really love promoting dairy. And so I love being in this room with all of you that have that like-minded thinking, and all of these great people who are on the stage behind me who are very passionate promoters. They're very impressive, aren't they? So tonight I'd like to give you a brief update about American Dairy Association Northeast and the programs that we have in place on behalf of dairy farmers. You know, all of you are what makes the programs that are put on by American Dairy Association Northeast. Okay, so I want to just give you this quick overview of who the organization is, because tonight is about our dairy ambassadors, but they are part of everything we do at American Dairy Association. We cover, in addition to the state of New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, and a few counties in Northern Virginia. About 9,000 dairy farmers live in that area, but more importantly, 50 million consumers. That's a lot of people, but what a great opportunity. That's a lot of people that we have to be able to share that powerful dairy story with. And so that is exciting tonight. It was mentioned earlier about our board of directors. Our board of directors is, of course, vital to our organization, because the Dairy Checkoff is not only funded by dairy farmers, many of you in the room, but it's also directed by dairy farmers. So all of the programs and all of the strategies that are in place and work on your behalf are under the governance of the dairy farmers that serve you. Emma highlighted them and asked our dairy farmer board members that were here to stand up and say hello earlier. So I just want to thank them once again for their leadership. Could we give them a quick round of applause? And likewise, you've heard from several of our staff, and you've seen a few others here and there doing all kinds of things. These are people that really love what they do, and they do it because they want to do a great job for you. And I really, truly mean that. You know, you've heard from Regan, you've heard from Emma, you've seen several other people. These folks are really good at what they do as well, and they love doing it. So if our staff could just stand up and give a quick wave. All of you that are here, there's a bunch of them in the back, a few people up here, everywhere. Give them a round of applause, too. So with the Dairy Checkoff program, we work both locally and nationally. Our programs at American Dairy Association Northeast are aligned very closely with the national promotion program, Dairy Management, to bring you a unified package at work on your behalf. Just a couple things about the state of the industry that are really good things that are happening. Americans are consuming more dairy. You know, since the Dairy Checkoff started back in 1983, Americans are consuming per capita more than 82 pounds per person. That's a tremendous increase, and so you can be really proud of that. People love dairy. Whole milk sales are up, which is good news. Part of this reason is because dairy farmers, through the National Dairy Council, have commissioned about 60 different studies that really have researched and validated the value of dairy fat in the consumer diet. So that's a big plus for dairy. 94% of U.S. households buy and use real dairy milk. Pretty proud of that fact as well. On the national side, one of the things that is really a big sales driver, because we work on building sales and trust. We got to have sales, we want to sell product, but in order to do so, people have to have trust in the product. You heard a lot about that from the presentations and the answers that you heard from our contestants here earlier today. So the food service partners that we have are integral in being in front of millions of Americans every day. Companies like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Domino's, they have food scientists that work for Dairy Checkoff working in their test and development kitchen. So when they're looking at what new items do we want to add to our menu that are really going to help our sales, we have people there who are saying, when they add a new item, how can we make dairy part of it? Some of the outcomes of that are more cheese on every Domino's pizza, milk in every McCafe that's sold through McDonald's, and cheese being an integral part of an entree at Taco Bell, where it once was just a garnish. On average, these partners invest $10 in advertising and promotion of foods that include dairy to every dollar invested through the farmer-funded checkoff. These dairy ambassadors are an integral part of all of the promotion programs, and I want to go through each of our program areas briefly, but just know that we have been and we will continue to involve them and make them part of our marketing programs. Okay, so in retail is one of our key areas where we're really selling dairy products. With 80% of the milk and a good share of the cheese and yogurt sold at retail, it's very important. We have programs that are in place working with retailers across our region to make sure that the dairy cases are clean and cold and well stocked. And we're also moving more and more into e-commerce because people are buying more and more of their food that way. So we are part of that space in the marketplace. Our work in schools is what we call our youth programs area. With that, we do a lot of different things to try to keep dairy front and center, and we do that by helping schools to encourage and build participation in school meals. For every school breakfast and every school lunch that a child consumes, we sell milk, so that's important. We also have programs to help school food service people keep milk cold and serve milk cold. We know how important that is. Keep chocolate milk as a beverage that is offered during school meals. Show schools how to include cheese and yogurt and other dairy items as part of the menu offerings that they give so that we're keeping dairy on the menu and always, always protecting dairy's place on that school lunch tray. Our consumer communications are literally reaching millions of consumers. I told you we had 50 million we had to reach. That's a big job. We are reaching millions through our traditional media placements, through digital and social media, through health professional outreach, through sports marketing, and through our event marketing. Lots of things going on, and all of those things carry those consistent message that you've heard these 9 people say over and over. Animal care, environmental stewardship, health and wellness. We beat that drum. Our sports marketing programs, we're partners with the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, as well as the high school athletic associations across the rest of our region, and are consistently providing information about the value and the benefit of refueling with chocolate milk after exercise to student athletes and coaches. Reaching consumers, reaching students, and reaching in-home and out-of-home learners and influencers with education is another priority. We provide classroom curriculum for elementary, middle, and high school. We have virtual farm tours that have reached hundreds of thousands of students in-home and out-of-home. And we also provide tours and virtual tours for influencers, groups like health professionals and environmental influencers and others that really share with others what they should or shouldn't be eating. And so those are really positive tools to help build that trust side of the equation that I told you about earlier. Okay, SavorRecipes.com. I wanted to mention this because Savor Recipes is our lifestyle website with food and recipes, all about dairy. If you haven't seen this, give it a look sometime. When the pandemic happened, people went back to eating at home. Savor Recipes not only gives them great dairy-centric recipes, it gives them how-to videos and other just tips for having a healthy and a fulfilling lifestyle. It's a really good piece. And protecting dairy's image and monitoring what's happening that might possibly become an issue is something that never stops. As always, we try to fill the media pipeline with positive stories about what dairy farmers are doing, the value of dairy goodness, but sometimes there are things that need some extra attention. We're constantly monitoring what's happening in the media, what's being talked about that might be an issue that would bubble up to cause concern and ultimately cause concern for the industry. And so we're constantly monitoring that so that we can best represent you in the marketplace and be that defense. The New York State Dairy Ambassador Program, we're undergoing some changes right now, and it's exciting to me that starting with the county competitions that will be held across the state in the next few months, both young men and young women are going to have the opportunity to participate in this great program. I think it's a great thing that we have this opportunity open for even more young individuals to be part of this great program, to become advocates. A few extra things that are happening. Tonight's winner will receive an internship with American Dairy Association, and so they will actually be able to work with the talented staff that we have, learn about marketing, learn about communications, and so many things that I think are going to be valuable to them in their professional development. We'll have additional training opportunities for all of the participants, but most of the things stay the same with the program. We're developing great advocates, we're promoting dairy across the landscape in schools and communities, and always reaching our consumers with those main key messages that we love to share. I want to leave you with this thought from our chairman of American Dairy Association Northeast, Audrey Donahoe. She has a dairy farm just east of the Syracuse area. And she says, our goal is to help this program evolve into a new, more impactful program that'll reach even more youth and promote dairy in a way that resonates with farmers and consumers alike. So with that, I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your participation here tonight. And I want to thank all of you for joining in unity with us. As we stick together and are unified, we will have that stronger voice to speak on behalf of our dairy industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cindy. Whew, we're getting close. We're getting close. So one more award we'd like to give out tonight is the Inspire Award. So over the last 12 months, these wonderful group of individuals have been spending a lot of time together, learning from one another, encouraging each other, growing together. And in many cases may create lifelong bonds. You know, you might not always stay close, but it's going to be a friendly face that you might pass in school or someday in your careers and your job, knowing that together you helped each other get where you are. But we always like to highlight that one individual who's always able to have a smile on their face, or find the bright spot, or give you the perfect piece of advice right when you need it. So with that, this year's Inspire Award winner will receive a $100 scholarship. And I'd like to welcome Katie Jasmine of Madison County to the stage. And I'm so glad that that decision is left up to the contestants, because if it were me, everyone would get a bouquet of flowers. You get flowers, everyone gets flowers, because I have just enjoyed myself so much. I don't know if you've talked to any of the girls, but last night we had so much fun. We had a VIP red carpet experience. I got a full-size Snickers bar. What more could I want? Super stoked. Oh. So at this time, I'd like to welcome the state team to the stage and allow Shelby Benjamin to give her farewell speech.
Frederick Douglass, an 18th century abolitionist, once said, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." As I look back on my year, well, what a year. This year was about being a storyteller, a communicator, a liaison between consumers and the wonderful dairy producers of New York that I got to represent. Throughout this year, as we started to get back to a normal lifestyle, these wonderful county dairy princesses had to learn and adapt on the go as they strive to connect, communicate, and educate consumers about dairy products. It was a pleasure to have worked with these young women, be it in person or virtually. I want all of you to know it doesn't matter the outcome of tonight. You all should be very proud of your past year's work. Representing your county on the stage says so much about your dedication and drive to promote an industry that we love. Last year at this time of night, I sat where you are, waiting for the results. I didn't grow up on a dairy farm, and despite my love of brown cows and my new dairy friends, I wasn't sure the work I put into this competition was enough. I had the chance to represent New York dairy farmers as a spokesperson for the industry that we know not only produces a wonderfully nutritious product, but also cares for their animals and land in a responsible, environmental, sustainable way was beyond my imagination. This year has been filled with triumphs and challenges. It was fun, educational, busy, crazy, and more than I could have ever hoped for. I promise you I would not have been able to make this year as a rewarding year without a few people's help. To my family, for the miles and miles across state, coming with me to events on short notice, being my personal photographer and videographer, thank you. For the many, many texts saying, please don't drink the chocolate milk in the fridge, and for listening to my speeches over and over again that you probably could recite them back to me. And also for believing in me and always supporting me. I love you and appreciate all you have done for me this year. Holly and Elizabeth. When our names were called last year, I had no idea what this year held for us. Let's be honest, we didn't really know each other at all. Thank you for being amazing friends and partners from this year. From our many Zoom calls, trying to decide what we wanted to make videos on, getting to know each other through candid conversations, and playful debating on what colors we should wear. Thank you for being yourself and sharing this experience with me. I'm grateful to have gained such wonderful lifelong friends. Thank you. To the Marshman family for supporting me, and to Sheila for talking to me about the program when I thought I was too old. I'm grateful. When I second guessed if I belonged here since I didn't grow up in the industry, she was quick to ask, do you love dairy? Do you care about the cow's welfare and environmental sustainable practices? And I would always answer yes. And she would proudly say, our industry is filled with smart, hardworking, dedicated, and passionate people. You fit right in. Thank you. Finally, to the New York dairy farmers for your checkoff dollars that make this program possible. Thank you for believing and trusting in me to tell your stories, educate, communicate, and make lasting impressions on dairy consumers throughout New York. New York dairy farmers work hard 365 days in sickness and health, and negative temperatures or blistering heat, and the rain, sleet, snow, or hail, and do it all again the next day. Without your support, I would not have been able to have this amazing experience. Thank you. For the young ladies that will take over from here, some advice from my experience. This year will fly by in an instant. Take it all in and give it your all. It won't be easy, but you're not in it alone, and it will be worth it. You will have two amazing young ladies on this adventure with you. Embrace it. Congratulations and good luck on your coming year. And for the final time, my name is Shelby Benjamin, and it's been my pleasure serving as your 2021-2022 New York State Dairy Princess.
Awesome. Let's give these girls a round of applause. A standing ovation. All right, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Yeah, because I'm gonna need your expertise. Okay. Thank you and good night. What's it? Oh, whoa! People are serious. Like, come on, let's go. All right. So the moment we have all been waiting for. Each of the winners here tonight will not only receive a scholarship provided by the American Dairy Association Northeast, but a laptop as well to help them with their future endeavors over the next year. And as Cindy Weimer mentioned, the top individual will also be receiving an internship with American Dairy Association Northeast this summer. These winners will also be spending the next year joining staff at events, meetings, and appearances throughout New York State to help promote the dairy industry. And they will be a principal and key part of training the 2022 to 2023 County Dairy Ambassadors. So, before I announce these top 3 winners, I have a wonderful note from our judges. They just want to let each and every one of you know that we as the judges have really enjoyed spending time with you all over the last 2 days. We are extremely excited about the future of agriculture with them as our leaders. One more round of applause. All right. It is my honor and privilege to announce the 2022-2023 New York State Second Associate Dairy Ambassador who will be receiving a $500 scholarship, who is from Cortland County, Annika Donlick. Awesome. And walk the runway, Annika Donlick from Cortland County. Awesome, Annika. Now I'll ask that you stand right over here. We don't want you to go too far, because word on the street is you have some people joining you. All right, so our 2022 to 2023 New York State First Associate Dairy Ambassador receiving a $700 scholarship from Madison County is Katie Jasmine. Once again, Katie Jasmine from Madison County. And now, the 2022 to 2023 New York State Dairy Ambassador, who will be receiving a $1,200 scholarship from Wayne County, Gabriella Taylor.
You have it all? Okay.
Please, have your moment. It's, no rush, no rush. And it is my honor to announce your 2022 to 2023 New York State Dairy Ambassador team. I do ask that all of our award winners tonight meet us in the back for a few photos. And with that, this concludes our evening. Please drive safe as the roads have become slippery, and we hope to see you all next year. Thank you so much. Yep, you're good.